Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to the channel Academic Window. How are you all? I hope you all are well. So from today we will learn the programming language Java. So let's get started.
So the very first thing that we need to do is to set up the development environment. সোজা বাংলায় বললে আমাদের জাভা প্রোগ্রাম রান করতে যে সমস্ত জিনিস দরকার হবে সেগুলো আমাদের লোকাল মেশিনে সেট আপ করতে হবে। So you will be needing a few things. First of all, you will need what's called the SDK or Software Development Kit from Java. So after you download the software development kit and set it up on your local machine, you will need what's called a IDE or an interactive development environment where you will write your code, Java code to be specific. Now there are three IDEs that is relevant in the case of Java. We have Apache NetBeans, we have Eclipse, which is probably the most popular one within the subcontinent. And then we have IntelliJ IDEA, which is basically the cool kid in school, let's say. But it has quite a lot of features. And it's mostly used by developers, as far as I've seen. It's used by the developers in the foreign countries more. But you're free to choose whatever IDE you want. You can even type your Java code in Notepad, but I do not really recommend that because you won't get the syntax highlighting and auto completion, which is quite required when you are coding. So that's the core requirements for Java development. We will also need to set up Java FX, which is the graphical user interface development library offered by Java, but that we will look at in just a moment. So in order to download the SDK from Java, you'll have to come to this link. And depending on your operating system, you'd have to download the appropriate package. So if you're on Mac OS, you should be downloading the DMG file. If you're on Linux, depending on whether you are on Ubuntu or Fedora, you'll have to download the deb or the RPM file. Since I am currently on Windows, and I believe most of you will be on Windows operating system, you will download the exe file, Windows 64-bit installer. Now, what's 64-bit? In general, if you right-click on the properties of your this PC, you should be able to see the system type. So the operating system is supposedly 64-bit on all of your machines by the general convention. So we will be downloading the exe file. Now this requires, oh, it started downloading right away. Okay. So when I downloaded it the previous time, it asked me to sign up for an account, but I think it has since removed that particular requirement. If it asks you to create an account, just go on ahead. It's a simple registration form that will ask you to fill in your first name, last name, and institution, and email address and password. I already have this downloaded, so I will click on cancel and I will go back to my folder where I have everything downloaded. So I will start by installing JDK. And be sure to note down this particular path where you are installing your JDK because we will be requiring this later on. So if you hit next, it will start installing the JDK. And it's a fairly straightforward process. It will not cause any hiccup unless you're unlucky. Okay, so that has the JDK installed. I can probably verify it by going to program files, Java, and I can see JDK 15.02. I also have other JDK versions installed on my machine, which you probably won't have. In that case, your Java folder will only contain 15.0.2. You do not need to worry about these because I use multiple Java versions when I'm working with Java. Okay, so with that out of the way, we have JDK installed.